Trades by Slade on the screen, money flowing like a dream. Charts go up, charts go down, go gangster rules this town. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes, trading fast, catching highs. Buy low, sell high on Q, go gangster, always knew. Go gangster making gold, every trade, every hold, money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden games reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Gangster making gold, every trade, every hold, money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes, trading fast, catching highs. Buy low, sell high on Q. Go gangster, always knew. Go gangster making gold, every grade, every hold, money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Market open, bells ring loud. Go gangster draws a crowd. Live stream booms, money rolls. Aiming for those trading goals. Oh God, 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 oh God. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Market open, bells ring loud. Go gangster draws a crowd. Live stream booms, money rolls. Aiming for those trading goals.
Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How's it going? What's up, what's up? Let's see what's going on here. Let's see if we can catch a trade this morning before the news. We got news at 8:30 today. So, yeah, let's just see. Let's mark out the old previous day low and previous day high. We got the previous day low right there. Previous day low. Right there. And then up here we got the previous day high. Previous day high. No really fair value gaps on the daily. Switch over here to the 4 hour. We got a 4 hour gap up here. We're bouncing inside of a 4 hour gap right now. So keep that in mind. If we draw it out, 4 hour gap right here. Four-hour fair value gap on the 1 hour here. Nothing really around. We'll mark out. So we got a low right there. Low right here. Bang, bang. And then we'll mark out this high right here. And that high right there. Oh yeah, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. I got to get off here early today, so I'm on early. Yeah, I'm just marking out fair value gaps and highs and lows right now. Got to catch a trade today, so I'm going to be, let's see, 30-minute fair value gap right there. Well, we're delivering from this 4 hours, so we could pop it up here to these highs. Keep that in mind. But yeah, we're below the previous day low. Could be good to look for longs here. I'm leaning more toward the longs, but I'm going to need an entry. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I switched the different time frames up. Use different time frames. But we're delivering from this 4-hour gap here. I'll just use whatever is the cleanest looking. 4-hour fair value gap. We've tapped into it multiple times. It's a bullish gap, so it should act as a support. And then we just need a bearish gap to get inverted here. Confirm the bulls are in control. If not, it's going to drop down lower again. Probably come after this 24,425 level. $24,563 is another level there also. 562.25. All right, let's see, man. See, I'm working towards another hyperticks payout, man. Working toward another one. Let me put this on the chart here. What's everybody doing, though? Anybody going to try to pass some emails today? All right. Let's see now. Last day on the eval. Let's go, dude. Up 1.2K on the morning. Nice, dude. I mean, we're super low here. I mean, we can drop more, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see a little bounce back up at some time today. Might not happen, but I'm looking for like 15 points, so I don't care which way it goes, dude. I'm just looking for one little play where I can get like 15 points. Look at how big these candles are. 15 points should not be a problem. That's like one candle. All right. Let me see what I'm looking for here, though. Tapping into this bearish. We're in between two gaps right now is pretty much it. So we're inside of this bullish 4-hour gap, and we're in between this 30-minute bearish. So these are the two gaps we're in between right now. I'll make the borders a different color here, so you know this 30-minute one is bearish. And then this one right here is bullish. So I'll make it the border green. So in between these two gaps here, a bearish gap and a bullish gap. And then we're down here by this previous day low. So I'd rather look for longs, but we'll see here. Trying to catch a little trade. We got a little trend line here, though. Little trend line coming up. So, I mean, if it starts to come down, it can probably come down pretty fast. But let's see. What do you guys think? What you think's going to happen? $15. All right, dude. You see, we're in between these two gaps right here. We're bouncing up from a 4-hour fair value gap, and we tapped into this 30-minute bearish. So we're just kind of deciding which way it wants to go right now. I'm waiting. I don't know sell or buy yet. I'm waiting on a setup. I'm waiting on a setup. Because if you ain't watching XYZ, you ain't going to take a trade, buddy. If you ain't watching the charts, how are you going to take a trade? These people aren't, dude. Like, sometimes I don't even, like, dude, like, I just don't even want to stream sometimes. I just want to sit here, make my money, and then get off. Yep, XYZ. I've been unprofitable for 5 years now, trying to get profitable. I've lost over $200,000. But hey, maybe one day I'll make some money. We'll see. XYZ, just go watch the stream from yesterday. I left it public for you, so you can go watch it, and maybe you can learn something. Maybe you can learn something. Yep, Apple user. I don't make any money. I lose it. That's what trading's for, isn't it? To lose money. I've been trading 5 years, but the past 2 years I've lost over 200,000. Hopefully somebody on here can teach me how to trade. XYZ, have you seen me place a trade yet, buddy? Has anybody seen me place a trade yet? I think to be trading, you got to place a trade, but I could be wrong. I don't know. All right, finish my water. Now I'm ready to roll. I finished my morning water. I'm all hydrated now. Got to get my light right here on my mic. Boom. And now we got the monster, dude, ready to roll now. Look at that. This is the best monster. If you never had this one, it's 0 sugar, and it's the best flavor. I mix it up between this one and the white one. It's the best. It's the best monster. Yeah, so if it closes above this 30-minute fair value gap, probably going up higher. Or if we close below this 4-hour, then we're coming lower. So it's just in between these two gaps here. And it's trying to decide which way it wants to go. Yeah, it's ruby red. Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. Now this is NASDAQ. NQ. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Possibly one more. See, when we're making this trend line up, so if it starts to run down this trend line, it can run it down pretty fast. For me to take a long, I'd want to see a manipulation lower, kind of at least take out some lows, and then get an inversion back up. Now, I'm not full porting. I don't have any evals to full port. I'm pretty stocked up right now on accounts. But let's see if it can manipulate lower, kind of take out some lows, and then possibly get an inversion back to the upside here. I really like this V shape down here. V shape inversion. That's kind of what you're looking for right there for a money textbook play. Pretty textbook down here. You see we're inside of a 4-hour gap. You got this V-shape inversion, kind of some consolidation before. Accumulation, a little manipulate lower, and then a V-shape inversion right here would have been a nice long entry, and then boom, came right up to this 30-minute fair value gap. Could have had a nice play right there. All the way up to this 30-minute gap. But let's see if it wants to keep going up or if it's going to dump it down one more time. Let's see. This is NASDAQ. NQ Futures. Nah, I'm not going to gamble CPI. I've already got accounts loaded up. I'm going to try to get a trade before, but we'll see. If you're wanting to pass some eval, CPI is a good time to pass it. You can use code SLADE and use code SLADE to get your discounts on prop firms. But check out Hypertix, man. They got some really good accounts. I trade the instant funded accounts over at Hypertix. I don't have to worry about any evals or anything. Just straight in. And they're really good price. So with code SLADE, you get 50% off, and it's like the best price around for prop firms. But this week I got a $10.5 thousand payout with Hypertix. It's just another prop firm, and they pay out. I got $10.5 thousand from Hypertix this week, so they pay out, and they're really, really good accounts, cheap. The cons, I mean, it's just like any other accounts. I trade that they have different accounts, right? So you can do the evaluations with less consistency or no consistency. But I like the instant fundeds. The instant fundeds have 20% consistency. And that's the industry standard for instant funded accounts. 20%, and then you can take a payout. I got a payout on 3 of the instant funded accounts this week. I'm trying to decide, man, on tomorrow's Valentine's Day, dude. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Yeah, I trade the NASDAQ. We've already taken out the previous day low. All right. And I'm just going to keep in my head that we're inside of this 4-hour gap and this 30-minute gap because I like to keep the charts clean. So I'm just going to keep it like this. And then I'm going to draw out the gaps here. So I'm going to be watching this 3-minute gap. And maybe it'll drop even lower. That'll be better if it drops lower. Coming down now. Dude, I gotta. It's easy to pass evals on good news strategy. So like on a good news day. So like CPI today, if you're wanting to pass evals, this is exactly how you do it. So say this is the 829 candle because I'm on the 1 minute time frame. If this is the 829 candle, you want to place a buy about 20, 30 points up. So you want to, dang, my buys and sells are mixed up. Let me see. All right. So if you want to place a buy stop somewhere up here, and then you want to target, if you can go 10 cons on a 50K, you want to target about 15 points. So like that. And then same thing on for the shorts. You want to go like down here. Boom. Target about 15 points, or you can even target 30 on 5 contracts. Something like that right there. That's exactly how you pass a news play. 5 contracts on a 50K, targeting like 31 points. And that's how you pass it. That's how you pass in one trade. Yeah, Caden. That's how you pass evals. 5 contracts, 31 points. That's how you pass futures funded evals. It comes out on at 8:30. 8:30. today. Might be a pretty good long setup here. Might be a pretty good long setup if you want to try it out. Just an idea for you if you want to try a trade out. Could work, it could not. But if you wanted to try it, you got a 3-minute inversion right here. If you're bullish, this could be a play you could take long up to this high right here. And then up to this high over here. Yeah, people are just childish on these things. People are childish in the chat, man. They that's why they won't be profitable. They're not serious about it. They think they're in an Xbox, Call of Duty server or something in here. They think they're in an Xbox Call of Duty server talking trash, man. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny, dude? Like anytime people always talk trash in like YouTube chats and stuff and all this, but have you ever noticed nobody ever talks trash to your face or, tries to troll you to your face? That's the funniest thing to me. Nobody ever talks trash in person. Caden is a child, probably so. Probably so. Somebody said, should I go long on NQ? It's up to you. I mean, there's news at 8:30, so it's probably not the best time to be trading exactly like that. That's why. Yeah. Let's see, though. Is it going to go after this 562 level? Yeah, traps. That's what we said. That's the best way to pass the evals. Evan, dude, I said, why'd you take that? You took it? Nah, I'll tell you if I take it. But, I mean, it's not really worth it to take right now. The best play is going to be after the news, just like yesterday. Oh, nice. The best play is going to be after the news when you get those top and bottom wicks, right? So when you get those top and bottom wicks, you're going to wait on it to take out one side first, and then you're going to look for a trade back to the other direction, back to the other side of the wick. Exactly like we called out yesterday, man. We called that out perfectly yesterday. I don't know if you were there, but like right here, this was the news candle yesterday, and I had this marked out, and I said, hey, watch for an inversion, and then wait on it to come back to the other side. So this was the data low from yesterday. You wait on an inversion, and then boom, you take it to the other side. So look, here's on the 3-minute chart. Inversed it right here. Boom. right down. So same thing today. We're going to wait on the data low and the data high, and then you wait for it to take out one side, and then you start looking for an inversion trade back to the other. It's called a one setup for life, and it has a really high win rate. So that's going to be your best play for today if you get it. I just have to get off early, so I'm showing you. Let me see. Somebody asked about hyperticks up here. Let me go see. What was the question about hyperticks? What's up, Joey? What's up? What's up, Phantom Panic? Oh, yeah, Phantom. You like that notification sound? Let's go, Lemonor. Oh, yeah, dude. It's same thing today. So we got red folder news at 8:30. And that play, it's one of my favorite plays. That's why it's called one setup for life. It's called one setup for life. JJ, on hyperticks, I like the instant fundeds. Can you tell what accounts you are trading? And I see the payout cap for 50K or 350K instant funded accounts. Web. 150K instant funded accounts. The top and bottom line, so these are levels that price could be targeting. So they're just highs and lows. I mark out highs and lows and fair value gaps. Yeah, Web. On the instant fundeds, I always trade the 150Ks. But for evaluations, if I'm trading evaluation, then I'll get the 50Ks because the evaluations are easier to pass. Like usually the bigger account sizes, I don't want to trade the evaluations, but for instant fundeds, I'll get the bigger accounts. What's a fair value gap? All right, let me show you. So let's do it again today. A fair value gap is a gap in the wicks. So you see how this candle right here and this candle right here, boom, it makes a box. So let me draw it out. This wick right here on this first candle, it's the top of its wick doesn't meet the bottom of this third candle's wick. So in the middle, it makes a gap. And that's your fair value gap. If it's on a green candle, it's a bullish fair value gap. So what happens? These act as support and resistance. So if we draw this over, this is on the 4-hour time frame. If we draw this over, you can see it came down in here, wicked up, came down, wicked up, came down, wicked up. It's using it as a support, right? So if a candle closes below this, we're expecting it to then act as a resistance if a candle closes below, and it should continue lower. But if it doesn't close below it, we're expecting it to act as support and bounce up from there, like now. It's coming in there, bouncing up, bouncing up, bouncing up, keeps bouncing up. But if a candle can close below this fair value gap, then we're expecting it to act as resistance and come down. But does that make sense on what a fair value gap is? You see how this wick and this wick don't meet? So it creates a gap in the middle. And that's your fair value gap. And then, so whatever time frame you draw the fair value gap on, for it to be invalidated, you have to be on the same time frame and it has to close below. So if I come down to say I go down to the 1 minute and a candle closed below this gap on the 1 minute, it still could be valid because it has to close below it on the 4-hour time frame. If that makes sense. Whatever time frame you draw the gap on, that's what you need to be looking at for it to be like invalidated, pretty much. Yeah, these things act as magnets. So whenever it creates a fair value gap, usually it comes back, taps that fair value gap, and continues up. You see like this one right here? Here's a gap right here on the 4-hour time frame. Boom, it came down, tapped into it, and these bodies never closed below the gap. You see, they wick below it, but as long as the candle bodies don't close below the gap, it's still good. So here's the gap. It came down, tapped into this gap, and continued up. So that's how these gaps act, as support and resistance. This is a green candle. It acts as support. So it comes down, taps into the gap, uses it as support, and bounces up. I've got a Discord. You can join the Discord. It's free. Big Papa. I mainly just use them on the higher time frames, and then I like to enter on the inversions. So I trade when the fair value gaps get invalidated. That's when I get in the trade. And you have to use them at the right times too. Like, they have to make sense. The Discord, it should be in the description, or you can find it on my on my page. Just supporter, I use all the time frames. Whatever looks the cleanest. But right now we're just inside of this 4-hour gap. That's why I drew it out. I'll use the 1 hour too. I mean, same thing on the 1 hour. We got a 1 hour gap over here. And like I said earlier, we are see, we came up to this 30-minute gap up here, used it as a resistance, and now we're coming down. So you see, this is a 30-minute gap up here. What happened? We came up after tapping into this 4-hour gap, came up, tapped into this 30-minute gap, and used it as a resistance, and now we're coming down. No, I'm not trading New York on here. I got to go make some jewelry. Yeah, LR. There's a lot of it. It looks like it's running it now. Yeah, you see it running that LR. There it goes, running down fast too. Taking out these lows. So LR is basically just trend line liquidity. And what that means is when price forms a trend line like this, you see it's forming this trend line up. Once it starts to come down, it'll start taking out these lows and usually run each low pretty fast until the bottom. But we do have a gap right here. It could bounce it. But you see how it ran? It ran this low, then it ran this low, then it ran this low. Pretty quickly too, just right down. Runs all these lows. But let's see if it's going to bounce right here at this gap, or if it's going to keep on dumping. We do have news at 8:30, so be careful. Let me put that on here. Make sure everybody knows. Red folder. Red folder news at 8:30 today. See, we got a gap right here. Let's see if it's going to bounce from it or if it's going to close and keep going down. Go down to this 562 level down here. Got a level down here marked at 562. Let's see if it's going to take that out or if it's going to bounce from this gap over here. You can use Forex Factory to view the news. What made you decide to mark the low there? That's a good question. So this just comes from experience here. Also, it's same thing like yesterday when I marked that high that started the drop. This is basically the low from when it started to run up. You see how this is a low right here, and then it started, this is when it started to make this move up. So I like to mark out these lows right before it pumps or dumps. So you can see this is the low right when it started to pump. I mean, I could also mark out this low here if I wanted to, but I kind of like to just keep it kind of clean. But these are the kind of lows I have. But this one in particular, I marked it out because this is the low right before it pumped. So that's why I marked out that low. So let's see if it's going to go take out that low down there at 562. Let's see the news. Let me pull up the old, I got a news bot in Discord too. Let me go see if the news bot called out the news today. Economic calendar, core CPI at 8:30 this morning. Red folder. Core CPI news. But yeah, right now it's looking like it's going to come down here to this 562 level. Let's see if it's going to take it out. Let's see if it's coming to take out this 562 level down here. Or if it's going to bounce before then. Red folder means that, oh yeah, for sure, Holly. Red folder just means that at 8:30, the price is going to jump one way or the other. Red folder is like major impact. So you don't really want to be trading at that time because the candle could make a big move one way or the other. So if you're in a trade, it could instantly stop you out or take your profit. It's just going to be a bit. Red folder means there could be a big move at that time. David, if you want to pass evals, you can do that. So if it's a 1 day pass eval, that is a strategy to pass them in 1 day. You just place your limit order up here and you target whatever you need to target. For like the one pass evals, I usually go 5 for 50Ks, 5 contracts, 31 points target. And I put a stop up there for buys, and then for the shorts, I put like something like that right there, and then go for 31 points on 5 contracts. And then when it makes that big move, say it pumps up, it'll pump up, it'll activate your buy stop, and then if it keeps pumping up to your target, you'll be passed. Same thing on the shorts. If it comes down, hits your sell stop, and then goes down here, you'll pass. So that is a strategy for passing in 1 day on the news. But you see it coming down. Let's see if it's going to go take out that 562 level. It's about to take out this low right here. I'm not on Telegram. I got a Discord, though. Free Discord if you want to join. A lot of good traders in there hanging out. Biblical, he's a really good trader. In there, posts his levels all the time. Just because I didn't have an entry. And I don't really want to trade before the news. I like to trade the inversions. So, I mean, here was an inversion right here. I mean, I guess you could say you got a 3-minute inversion you could have taken to the lows, but Luca, you want to place it about 20 seconds. I mean, as close to the news as you can by still getting the order placed. So like 20, 30 seconds before the news comes out. Just took out the low down here. Just swept that low. Let's see if it's going to keep going down here to 562. Got that marked out. Traps, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get in a sell right now. We just took out this low, could get a bounce back up. Yeah, it might not be a good idea to take shorts right now. Anytime we take out a low or a high, it could bounce. And we just took out this low down here, it could bounce back up. You always want to watch these lows and the highs. Lows, highs, and fair value gaps. Those are all places that price could bounce at. See, we just took out this low and now we're bouncing up. Lows, highs, and fair value gaps. Now, I do have this 562 level marked out because I have that as a level it could come down to, but that's not to say that it can't do something like this. Bounce up and then come down. It could do that, but it's just a level I have marked out that it could possibly go to. And these are all levels. When it sweeps these, I'll be looking for a trade the other direction. That's why I have these levels marked out. Because whenever it takes out these levels, that's when I'm going to be looking for a trade back the other way. So whenever it hits 562, I'll be looking for an inversion trade back up. And this is a signature you want to look for. It'll come down, take it out, kind of bounce up, and if it consolidates like this and then makes one more move down, that's what you want to see. You want to get an inversion right here. This is your fair value gap, these two lines. When it closes above, that's when I'll get in long. Boom. This is the signature, though. You want to see it come down, consolidate. You want to see it manipulate lower, make a fair value gap on the manipulation, and then inverse back up. And when it inverses, that's when you get in long. Yeah, let's see. We were watching this 4-hour gap. It's still holding this bullish 4-hour gap. It closes in 1 hour and 42 minutes. But there is a bullish 4-hour gap here. So keep in mind that it's supposed to use it as support. But you see that? It took out that low right there. And just like we said, bounced up from that low. So that's why it wouldn't have been smart to take shorts down here, because anytime it sweeps a low or a high, it's got a chance to bounce. Yeah, it inversed this 1 minute, but look at this, Evan. It already took out this high right here, and now it's inside of a bearish gap. So it did inverse. It inversed this bearish gap, but now it's tapping into another gap. So it wouldn't be a good idea to take a long here. See this bearish gap? Could bounce right down. And like I said, we could come up, take out these little highs right here, and then keep on trucking it down. But we got news coming out in 11 minutes, guys, so be careful. Is anybody going to try to pass some evals? If there's multiple FVGs in a row, hang on, I'm trying to read this. If there's multiple my chat keeps moving. Yeah, you want to wait on all of them to get inversed. Ideally, you want to find a time frame where it's one single fair value gap. So you see here on this 3 minute, I started on the 1 minute. You got multiple gaps. But then if I jump over to the 3 minute, it's one single gap right here. So then you would wait on the 3 minute to close above. Because you see on the 3 minute time frame, it's one singular fair value gap. So that's what you want to see, one singular. But let's see if it's going to come down here to this 562 level. Nah, I'm loaded up on accounts. I don't need to full port CPI. But like I said, if you want to try to pass some accounts for CPI, about 30 seconds before, you want to place a long limit order up here and then a short or buy or stops, not limits, down here. So when it makes its move, if it pumps up, it'll pump up, tag you in, and then go up to wherever you need it, and it should take you out if you get a good move. You don't want it to be wicky. It depends on what account size you have. If you're trading the 50Ks, if you're trading the 50Ks accounts, you go 5 contracts, 31 points. So it'd be like something like that for the upside, and then for the downside, it'd be 5 contracts, 31 points for the downside also. So it looks something like that right there. If you're trying to pass an eval in one trade. And then you wouldn't have a stop because, I mean, you're just trying to pass it in one trade. So it's called smash or pass. You're either trying to pass it in one trade or smash the account. But it'd be something like this. Yeah. The Just supporter. See how we got multiple fair value gaps here on the 1 minute? You want to ideally try to get it where it's one single fair value gap. So here on the 1 minute, there's 2 fair value gaps in a row. You want to get it to where it's one single. So then if you hop over here to the 3 minute, you can see now it makes one singular fair value gap. And that's what you want to see. One singular fair value gap. So now we got one singular fair value gap on this 3 minute chart. Will the news affect gold as well? Yeah, it will. This right here is the 3 minute time frame. Hang on, I can turn this on so you can see it. There you go. You see it over there. We got news in 7 minutes. I don't know if the news will affect Oracle. Ollie, I like hyperticks, but any account's good. Any account. Right now, well, the reason I like hyperticks, I just got a $10,500 payout with hyperticks this week. So kind of on the train right now. Check out hyperticks. Use code SLAVE to get you 50% off too. They're cheap accounts. And Badusi, there you go. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's so many prop firms right now. So there's a lot out there. But let's see, man. Let's see. Who thinks it's going to pump or dump? What do you think? CPI, is it going to pump or is it going to dump, dude? I needed to pump, man. I needed to pump for my long-term portfolio's sake. Oh, but look at this. If it does start to pump, we got some little trend line liquidity coming down. Got kind of some trend line liquidity coming down. So if it starts to pump, it could pump all the way up here to this 943 very quickly. It could pump it right up to this 943 level if it does pump. Just because you can see very clearly we got this coming down. And then where does the top of this move right here, this kind of chop down look? The top of it's right here. So if it starts to go up, that news could drive it right up here to this 943 level. Report them, me. I hate the bots. Report them all. Report them. Here, I'm about to block them. I'm about to report them and I'm about to block them. Spam. Now I'm about to block them. I appreciate all the follows and subs, man. You get that. If you hit the follow or the sub button, you get to hear a little fart sound. Gets me excited when you guys do that. If this closes above here in a few seconds, it looks like it could pump up. We swept this low right here, could pump it up. It closed above this bearish 3-minute now. Could it pump? Is that what the news needs? Dude, what are all these dang bots doing in it? How do you get them off of here? I'm blocking them all. But we did just get a 3-minute inversion here. But be careful, man. News can do anything. The best play is going to be after the news when you get that data high and data low. You want to see it make a top and bottom wick, and then whichever wick it takes out first, you're going to look for an inversion trade back to the other side. Let's go, Bib. Yeah, go check out the Discord. Biblical just posted his levels in there. He's a really good trader, takes payouts all the time, so listen to him if he's talking in the Discord or in here. Yeah, I wouldn't take this trade right now, but it is an inversion because you got news coming up, so I wouldn't take it. The news can make anything happen. I'll do a little test of the I'll do a little test on a paper trade and show you how I would try to pass the evals. So I'd go 5 contracts. I'll do a paper trade and show you how I would try to pass the evals. We got 44 seconds, so let me get these things ready. Have it something like this. Go for 31 points. Like that right there. And then same thing on the other side for the shorts. Go for 31 points. Something like this right here. But see. It's pumping up there, man. And there it would be. There would be your pass right there. That would be your pass. See how it would have got you in and then kept on pumping up to 31 points right there. Let's go. Let's go. If you pass, congrats. Nice. Nice, nice. But that's how you do it if you're trying to pass in one trade. That's how you do it if you're trying to pass in one trade. You see, we just took out this high right here, and now it's starting to come back down. It came out at 8:30. Took out that high I had marked out, starting to bounce down. This isn't a super noticeable wick, though, down here, so I don't know how obvious it's going to be to come back and take out this news low. You really want to see a bigger wick than this. It's not super obvious, so it might, it might not be the best to come back down here. I'll still mark it out as a data low, but you really want to see a big wick. You really want to see a big wick on the bottom down there for it to be a super good play. But I'm also about to have to get off. I got to get off early today. That's why I started. That's why I started early. But today's Friday, man. Good luck. Hope everybody passed their evals who tried it right there. Got in long, passed their evals. Check out Hypertix, man. The instant fundings are a really good price with code SLADE. And, yeah, it's starting to dump down here now. Took out that high, dumping right down. About to come take out this data low immediately. But you see, that's why I mark out these levels. Look at that 808 level. It went up there, took out that 808 level, and immediately reversed. That's what I'm telling you. All you need is liquidity and fair value gaps. Philip, I hope we're long today because we dumped it off yesterday. But I don't really... Who knows, man? Let's go. Take note. Took a quick reversal. Nice. Eric made 33.50. Let's go. Take note. All right. Hope everybody has a good day today. It's Friday. Don't do anything crazy. You don't want to lose your accounts and have a bad weekend. So stay safe out there and check out Hypertix. Use code SLADE for the best deals always. Code SLADE. And yeah, man, I'll be back here on Monday live streaming it up at 8 in the morning for the pre-market. But join the Discord. We're always hanging out in there talking shop. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. All right. Maybe you can teach us a thing or two. All right. I'll see you. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.
Trades by Slade on the screen, money flowing like a dream. Shots go up, charts go down, go gangster rules this town. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes, trading fast, catching highs. Buy low, sell high on Q, go gangster, always knew. Go gangster making gold, every trade, every hold, money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick-tock, the time goes by. Golden games reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Gangster making gold, every trade, every hold. Money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. NASDAQ flashes in his eyes. Trading fast, catching highs. Buy low, sell high on Q. Go gangster, always knew. Go gangster making gold. Every grade, every hold. Money rain from the sky. Go gangster touching high. Candlestick, red and green, biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best. Tick-tock, the time goes by. Golden gains reaching sky. Every trade winning more. Go gangster, hear them roar. Market open, bells ring loud. Go gangster draws a crowd. Live stream booms, money rolls. Aiming for those trading goals. Oh God, 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 oh God. Candlestick, red and green. Biggest trader ever seen. In the zone, no time to rest. Go gangster, simply the best.